What's your name, by the way?
Sorry, can you say that one again?
What's your first name?
Oh, Rory Lee Shell.
Rory. Right. I just know he's Life After Dark. Life After Death, sorry, no Life After Dark. Seriously, it's been a long day.
No problem there, man.
Well, that's our vibe anyway.
Right. Evening, folks. Thanks very much for coming in. As always, you're very welcome. And you see Sarah, as usual, beside me. Our guest tonight is Rory from Life After Death. Thanks for coming in. He's in South Africa. So thanks for coming in, buddy. We really do appreciate it. Before we start asking you the usual third degree, if you just tell us a wee bit about yourself and what you do.
All right. Well, my name's Rory Lee from South Africa. I run the LADS 315 Instagram channel and YouTube channel for paranormal hunts. I am a chef by trade, so I enjoy my day job. I love it. So, bit of cooking during the day. I'm a family man. I have 2 kids and a wife. They're all asleep right now. Otherwise, I love playing music on the sideline. It's crazy life we live down here in South Africa, hey?
So you do quite a bit of everything, basically?
Yeah, they call me a jack of all trades and a master of none.
I've been called that myself. Buddy. So
but it's the best job ever.
What time is it at your end? What time is it there?
Currently, it's 9:30 at night. I think I'm an hour ahead of you guys.
Yeah, because we're at 8:30.
I thought the time difference would have been much bigger, considering you're in South Africa. I thought it would have been a greater time difference. To be actually just an hour.
I also wondered, if the time difference wasn't maybe bigger.
Because we talked to a lot of people in America, and some places are like 6 hours, 7 hours, 9 hours. Alaska is like, I think it's 9 hours behind us, things like that. So I imagined you were way behind us, but that's surprising. Hi Nicole, thanks for coming in. So that is quite surprising, the time difference. So you're a chef as well?
Yeah. I am a chef. I absolutely love being a chef as well, because you get to eat during your shift.
Well, I'm a chef as well. My words are away. I'm a chef as well, buddy. So believe it or not, so we're both in the same line of work,
Nice.
I don't get to eat during my shift. I just get to snack. Basically, you grab whatever.
Yeah, that's it. It's all those tasters we get, man.
It's all the wee bits and pieces, If somebody sends an order back, and you think, well, that's my dinner sitting there, if they don't want it. So if you're okay with it now, Rory, we'll get on with I was going to say quiz. I'm serious, I actually start again tonight. We're going with the quiz.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Excellent.
So, how did you get into the paranormal?
Well, bit of a dark story. I overdosed when I was in my younger years, and it put me in that realm, that in-between realm. Not dead, not alive. And I just figured, coming out of that, there's got to be a lot more to life than what there is at the moment. So I started doing light hunts, playing with a Ouija board, just trying to see what else is out there. And from there, I just started making a couple contacts down here and really shooting into the paranormal scene, really going ghost hunting, trying to find out always what's on the other side. What didn't take me that night to death, so to say, but rather let me live to explore further.
Right. I'm glad it kind of worked out for you. So since that experience, you said you were basically between the two worlds. Did you find that it kind of opened up any abilities that you might have, or you you were more able to pick up maybe on spirit being around you because you'd had that experience?
I would say that it has helped me quite a bit to sense what is around me. I mean, shadow figures, in the beginning, they did freak me out a bit, but over time, I've come to get used to that as something else is showing me what is around, what is trying to make contact. So I must say it has helped me quite a bit discover the other side and get in contact with the other side.
So it did bring you closer to your abilities and to spirit. Hi, Paranormal Chaplain. Thanks so much for coming in, buddy. You're most welcome. Hope you're good. So you mentioned the Ouija board. Now, I'll be totally honest with you. I've never used one. I'm not a fan of the Ouija board. It's no disrespect to anybody that does use them. You know, everybody's got a different point of view, different opinion. I've seen documentaries on it, and some it's kind of like 50-50. Some say, oh, it's a good thing. Some say it's an evil thing. What's your experience of the Ouija board?
Scott, I'll be back in 1 minute.
A bit of both, eh? There is good to it, there is evil to it, but I rate it's all, at the end of the day, it's all how you interpret it, because you are asking what is ever out there to use your energy to move that planchette to almost what you want to hear or what you don't want to hear. So it's a bit of both, eh? I wouldn't just say it's evil or just say it's good. I would say everybody to their own experience with it. But at the end of the day, I do take a few safety precautions, lighting a white candle for protection. At the end of the session, lighting a smudge stick and really getting into that meditation mindset while it burns and just breathing in and out and just acknowledging that the other side is there. They can be bad, they can be evil. It's all about how you interpret it, hey?
So, I mean, these days, unfortunately, due to media in Hollywood, you get a lot of young people want to try the Ouija board. You know, they watch a couple of movies and, and have a couple of beers maybe on a Friday night, and somebody will think, my uncle's got
then they
a
want to
Ouija board.
spin.
I'll go and steal his Ouija board and we'll give it a go. If anybody was thinking of, try to start out using the Ouija board, whether it be party time or in a serious way, would you have any advice to maybe give to them as to if there's a right way to do it, a wrong way to do it? As I say, I've never used it, so I don't really know a lot about the Ouija board. I do confess. So, is there a right or wrong way? You say you light the candle and you do the sage, was it? Sorry.
Yeah, sage smudge stick, yeah.
Yeah. Something's just popped up in the middle of my screen and I don't know. Right, that's it back. Sorry about that, Gal.
Cool.
A thing up in the middle of my screen. I was trying to get it because I couldn't see you. I could just see all this writing. So you use the sage and the white candle. Is there any other kind of advice you would give to people to maybe keep them safe?
Oh, what I would say is if you're at a party and you're drinking, you're smoking, you're doing your thing, do that then. Enjoy the party. Don't try and make drunken contact or high contact. I believe that if you're going to go over and try and make contact, to go in with a clear mind, a sober mind, and really see what evidence you can pull out, what communications can you make. I mean, I do also, I like to get stoned now and then, but it's never before a hunt, always after. But other safety precautions, I would say what we do is we would put a ring of fine salt around the Ouija board, a blue candle for one spirit, a white candle for who's ever doing the session. And that person will sit in the ring of salt with the Ouija board going. So whatever is brought out there will hopefully stay within that salt ring. So once we are done, as I say, we burn that sage smudge stick, meditate, say goodbye to the spirit, and just see what we can get out of it, eh?
That's it. I think maybe I might be wrong in saying this. As I say, I don't have any experience with the Ouija board, but I think if you're drunk or stoned, then you're more likely to maybe invite something negative in just for the sake of, because you're not thinking clearly, obviously. You're not
Yeah,
100%.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
So, that's what you mean. Be totally clear-headed and don't be, out your face with drink or whatever.
yeah, because you got at the end of the day, you got to rely on your judgment to know,
Mhm.
okay, this feels good or this feels bad, and distinguish from there almost. What are you feeling? Are we going to continue? Are we going to call it end of a session, move it to goodbye? That's why I always say go in sober-minded on these hunts because you never know what can really happen.
That's true. Plus, I think you're always going to get people, especially maybe young ones, that even though they're sober minded at the time, might just try and invite something in just out of curiosity to see what
Yeah,
happens.
just for pure curiosity, it's
Hmm.
quite crazy.
And they could end up inviting the wrong thing, the wrong kind of entity.
Definitely.
There's Brett and Beat Beat. Evening, folks. Thanks for coming in. You're very welcome. We are talking with Life After Death tonight from South Africa.
Hey, good
Um,
evening, guys.
and you keep your head clear when opening certain doors. I think that's a big, a major part of it. But clear head and obviously to know exactly what you're doing. Don't just go in. Um, I would say study it a wee bit, possibly before you try it. That's just my
Most
opinion.
definitely. Always do your research, guys.
You
Always
know.
do that.
Um, so you've got. It won't tell you everything, obviously, but it gives you a kind of um, a bit of an insight as to what can go wrong, or what not to do, what to do. I was just reading the comment here. The younger ones mostly think it'd be like they see on TV, lots of drama and show, and they can go in the wrong. No, that's very true, Nicole. That's very true. So I think Sarah's got a question for you now, buddy.
Nice.
Yep. If you could investigate anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
To country, place, which one?
Anyway, if someone came up tomorrow and handed you a plane ticket and say, look, there's a plane ticket, you can go anywhere in the world and pick out any location. We'll pay for it. Where do you want to go?
Sure. I'd probably go to Norway, all in all.
All right.
Why? I just have this calling for Norway. I've had it my whole life, so I just feel that's the place to be, to go see what I can discover out that side of the world.
We've never had anybody say Norway before, to be honest. Norway is a nice place, but I think that's the first Norway we've had. It's usually maybe like Greyfriars or Dracula's Castle or something like that. So I think that's the first time we've had a
Yeah.
Norway. Do you feel drawn to the country itself, or if you need to go and
I feel more drawn to the land itself. Maybe it's past that what has happened on the land, or I'm not too sure, but the country itself it just has this calling for me. Every time
mm,
somebody will just mention Norway and I just get a glimpse of that conversation, it's like I almost get excited inside, like, people are talking about Norway. I've got to get there one day.
it's very possible it might be a past life that you've had. You lived in Norway. That is one possibility, and that's why you've got such a draw to the place. If that
Yeah, it
makes
could
sense,
be, man.
you never know with these things. Otherwise, Sarah, soon the next question should be popping up.
The cats are annoying me.
Oh, I forgot to warn you about that. Sorry, buddy, before we came on. We've got two cats, and sometimes they can get a wee bit boisterous, So I apologise. I meant to tell you before we came on, and I totally forgot. So,
It's all good. All right,
So
what is
far,
this one?
what is your favourite location you have investigated?
My favorite location, I'd have to say the castle in Cape Town.
right.
The Back in the day, I believe it was Jan van Riebeck who came down to this side of the world to colonize, and they built a castle. And there's been claims at this castle of ghosts and entities, movement in rooms, a couple good things like that. So I must say, we did do a hunt there once, a tour hunt, unfortunately. So we had to be on a guided tour, but it was really awesome. The things we got to see, experience. Cape Town Castle, definitely top notch. Hey, Nubs, what's up, my brother?
I take you know each other.
Yeah, we know each other, man. I think he's from American side.
We've quite a lot of friends in America, a lot of good friends in America. As I say, it's just the time difference that knocks us off a wee bit. Sometimes, you know, it's 6, 7. Because I think because America's so big, they're on different time zones. So you kind of get...
They got a couple different crazy time zones there.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, when you're talking to somebody, you're trying to remember, right, you know, what bit of America are they in? What's the time difference there? And, you know, it's insane sometimes. Chapel was saying he'd like to go to Auschwitz. One of my family that was lost. Sorry to hear that, Chapel. I'd like to go to Auschwitz as well. Just for the you know, the history in the place and what the atrocities that took place there. It's so horrific what actually happened there. It was really unbelievable.
Oh, that's awesome.
5 time zones. The 5 time zones. Have you ever experienced or came across a negative spirit?
I could say, I wouldn't say negative. I've come across quite a few different spirits. None have really hit me as hard as one recently. We did this one graveyard, a day hunt out of all types of hunts. And we just did a couple tests around the graveyard and everything. But straight after that, I felt so energy drained, like something had sucked all the energy out of me. And for 2 days after that, I felt that same feeling until I went back to the graveyard and burnt a sage smudge stick and just asked, like, whatever is following me around from here, can you just go back to where you are resting? And after that, I think it was a day after that, and I started to feel a lot better again. So that's kind of the closest I've come to having a negative experience, so to say.
So you reckon that spirit followed you home, basically?
That was the next question.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah, he followed me home, most definitely. To work and back again.
I've never heard that.
What is your most used piece of equipment?
My most used, I would say at the moment, it's got to be my manual spirit box. Just an ordinary radio with self-tuner. And I love using it. I mean, it's raw, it's original, and I get some pretty good answers out of it. So I would have to say that is my favorite piece of equipment at the moment.
So we don't have a spirit box here, do we?
No, we just use the Necrophonic app.
That's what we use.
I've also got that app. That is quite a favorite of mine as well, I must say.
At the moment, a spirit box is on the list, but...
Nice, yes. These devices can be quite expensive.
But what do you think of the? I know I was just going to ask you about the Paratech app. Have you ever tried that one?
Which one's that?
Paratech.
Paratech. I think I might have it actually loaded on my phone, but I haven't used it yet.
One that brings up.
Sorry, you broke up there.
The Paratech's the one that brings up the words on the screen.
Okay, I think I've got the Paravox by ITC, I think it is.
We've used the Paratech a couple of times and weren't too overly joyed with it. We prefer the Necrophonic app as well, as opposed to the Paratech app, you know. But everybody's got their own preference, I suppose. You use one thing and you take it and they stick to it, basically. You can pop the next question up now, Sarah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have you ever refused to go back to a location after investigating?
No, I have never refused to go back. I love going back to see what else I can find. Whether it's good or bad, it's drained me or hasn't drained me. I love going back to the locations.
It's part of being an investigator, really, to keep going back. Because sometimes you get something and sometimes you won't. We've been to Greyfriars many times.
Yeah.
We've been lucky enough a couple of times to get, maybe the odd EVPs or photographs. Other times we've went and we've got absolutely nothing. I mean, you still keep going back because I think if you went on a location, you get nothing, you just didn't go back, then what's the point in investigating? You need to keep trying and trying.
Yeah, you got to always keep trying.
That's the way I look at it.
Have you ever left halfway through an investigation?
I have. I unfortunately have. I ran out. I ran out screaming. But it was in the very early stages where you're not quite used to getting that contact and feeling the presence so heavy around you. Yeah, I have left the location, but I went back the next day.
So what happened? What happened to make you run out?
Being early and going into the whole paranormal at an early stage of life as a young teen, you're almost quite skeptical. So you want the things to happen, but you also don't want them to happen. Then you want them to happen and you don't want them to happen. So when something really happens, you kind of psych yourself out so bad that, okay, we were in the spot and the furniture started rustling around. Now, we don't know if it was fully paranormal or if maybe there was an animal in there, because we do like to bust our own findings. So we're not too sure what it was, but I ran out screaming. I won't lie. It freaked me out totally. And then we went back in the day, but we didn't really get much happenings around and things like that.
See, that's like me. Like I'm fairly new to the whole paranormal business. So when we go out, I'm like, right, I want something to happen, but the minute it does, I'm like, right, okay. And can I take a step back?
Then you almost take a step back, yeah.
But I totally get what you mean. A lot of things like that. I think everyone has left at some point. You want something to happen. I've been into the paranormal for 25 plus years, a long time. All stems back to when I was young. I loved horror movies and ghost stories and all the kind of freaky stuff, and that kind of got me into the paranormal. And a lot of times I've been out. We never ran away from the location. It was more. We went to a place called Canongate Cut in Edinburgh, and it was at night time, and there was just a very, very heavy, oppressive atmosphere as soon as you walked into the place, and it left me kind of, with that feeling that something bad was going to happen, because we were going to Greyfriars straight after it, and I was saying to Sarah, I just get this feeling that there's something, no right, something's going to happen, but
yeah.
Nothing did happen. We got in the car, we went up to Greyfriars. The further we got away from Canongate, the feeling disappeared more, basically. And we got to Greyfriars. The only thing that happened in Greyfriars was our batteries lasted about 10, 15 minutes in each battery. That was, so we never got anything. But sometimes you want to get a feeling, you want to get that tingle, and then when you get the tingle, you think, oh no, I don't like this. This is weird. Let's go. So it's kind of 50-50. There's Nicole saying, I left one time, too many attacks, but returned anyway. I think we do all return. I don't know you're opinion this, Rory, but I mean, a lot of people look at paranormal investigators as being nuts, basically, because we'll go into dark, abandoned, spooky places and what have you, and they think, you must be crazy getting in there. Have you ever came across that? People telling you you're off your head getting in there, and no, don't go in there.
Every day of my life, man. I got all my colleagues telling me I'm crazy. My boss thinks I'm crazy, but he still digs me.
What boss doesn't think that his employees are crazy, especially being in the line of work that you're at having as well. Obviously, you're the same. But not a lot of people do think we're just nut jobs. In the middle of the night running about a graveyard.
That's
And
because we
well, sometimes if it's pouring with rain, especially in Scotland, it pours with rain quite a wee bit up here. You think, why are you out in the pouring rain in a graveyard at 2 in the morning? But it's what we do, brother. Do you know what I mean? It's what we do.
Yeah, it's like this one saying I saw, why be normal when you can be paranormal?
Exactly, buddy. Exactly. I think
phrase that.
that is quite, that's a good wee phrase. We're not going to steal it from you, but it's quite a good one to remember.
Yeah, it's a good
Um,
one to remember, man.
Do you do anything in particular before an investigation for protection?
Well, it all depends. If we're going in with like a EMF detector or a spirit box, we don't really take any safety precaution. It's more when we bring out a Ouija board, then we'll really start taking safety precautions. As I say, ring of salt, the white candle for protection, sage smudge sticks for protection. But otherwise, we go balls to the walls. We don't worry too much until something really starts showing itself.
and then you sort of worry about it, think about it basically.
Yeah, we take some time to really like figure out, okay, are we getting an entity right now? Are we making contact? Should we start taking a safety precaution? Should we light a white candle in the beginning and just let it burn until it burns out? But I must say, most of the time, it's just that sage smudge stick that really pulls us through.
Right. Thank you for that.
Have you ever been scratched or hurt during an investigation?
Not yet. In the beginning, I didn't really want to taunt the spirits, but over the years, I've come to try it out now and then, but nothing yet. I haven't been scratched or hurt. Just energy drained, like at one time.
I've been slightly scratched once, but it was nothing. It was just three light scratches on my arm, but it was nothing major.
That was in Greyfriars at the Mackenzie tomb in Greyfriars, the tomb of George Mackenzie. They just appeared. But they disappeared after a short time, but they weren't there all that long. But it's a risky take, I think, doing what
definitely.
we do.
It was probably my own fault because the week prior we had been and I was chapping on the door to the Black Mausoleum. So
Crazy.
I was probably I probably annoyed him quite a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit there.
There's a question for Nicole there.
Do you think scratches are always evil or just something to get attention?
I've often wondered that myself, like, is the scratch now, is that the evil entity showing you it's evil, or is it just trying to show you that it is around? So that's where in my mind I've kind of made peace to almost provoke the spirit. Okay, you can touch me, you can give me a scratch, push me around a little bit, I guess, for evidence at the end of the day. But I don't think that scratches are always evil. I think sometimes it is just to get our attention, our acknowledgement that they are around and that they can make contact with us, whether it be spiritual, physical.
I agree with you.
There's Paranormal Chapel saying that they had their bum pinched.
That's quite a kinky one.
I suppose that's one way to get your attention, Chapel. I would imagine,
And Adventure Clubs is saying he's been pushed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, there is a lot of reports in Greyfriars. There's over 300 various reports in Greyfriars, documented ones with people being bitten, scratched, pushed. all sorts of stuff.
There's Nicole saying, because I believe that most of them scratch to get attention. Most people think too quick it's demonic.
Yeah, I also think people like to just jump on, oh, it's demonic. Immediately, any contact is demonic, but I think there's a lot more to it than just always being demonic. It may be, I don't know, for me, like the way I look at it, could it be a suicide victim at the spot that cannot pass on? Could it be that somebody was murdered on this site and is struggling to pass on? So I don't, as I say, I don't always believe that the bumps, scratches, the pushing, the brushing is always negative. Most of the time, I think it's quite positive of evidence that they are around us.
Well, we think the person that scratched me was actually a little girl.
That's crazy. How'd you guys come across that, though?
You see it? No, fire on, Sarah. You carry on.
No, you see it.
All right. Okay. I pick up in spirit. I can watch. I can pick up photographs, etc. Various things. I don't call myself a medium. I never have, and I never will, because I don't believe I'm a medium. It's just I pick up what I pick up. So we went to Greyfriars one day, and we were round the side of the Mackenzie tomb, and there's a gap in the bottom of the wall. There was obviously some kind of grate or grill there at some point. Somebody's ripped it off to try and get in. We were standing there, and I picked up the little girl just on the inside of that tomb. The stairs go down to the lower crypts where Mackenzie himself is buried, and I picked up the little girl standing just inside the hole, basically. And it was just running by that time that Sarah got scratched. So we're not saying 100% it was a little girl, but we'll never say this is spirit or this is that. We give her opinion. I think there's a strong chance it was this little girl. She was quite strong, and when I was picking her up, and I think we picked her up the next time we went, which was at a different part of the tomb. She was in the front of the tomb, so it's possible it was the little girl.
It's amazing, man.
It's just funny what you can pick up. And there's times I'll go to. It's hard to. Well, you understand. As probably everybody else in the chat understands. It's when you walk into Greyfriars, you can sense the spirit are all over the place. They're everywhere. But you don't. Sometimes you won't pick up any individual spirit, if that makes sense, even though they're all around.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've maybe picked up in a male standing right beside me or walking towards me, and other times I go and I know there's spirit everywhere, but I just don't pick it up. I don't know if you're the same that kind of way.
A little bit in the same way, I must say. Yeah, like sometimes I know we were on this one hunt, we'd get different feelings within the group. Some of the group would feel like really heavy, and the other side of the group will feel really light, if I can put it that way. And you can almost see it in their expressions that we're all walking together, but half the group is really like they're not in it for it, and the other half is like really going for it. So I do believe, that there can be multiple spirits that jump around you, so to say.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. What's the next on the list, Sarah? Never.
If you go to a location and get nothing, what do you do?
Well, I have a cigarette. What is there left to do? Call it a day. Go to the next location. Come back another day.
Pretty much.
I don't. If I don't get anything, then I'm not going to provoke further, because I believe then the spirits are resting. They also need their rest, I guess, through whatever they're going through back there. But I would go back. I'd wait a couple days, go back, see if I can get something, go back another time. If I did a day hunt and got nothing, I'd go back in the night and see now. Okay, let me see what I can get now. See if I can pick up anything. And I must say, I have been quite lucky that way, because day hunts, now and again I get bombed out, and if I go back in the night, then I really get some good like contact or communication.
Mm. Sometimes you can tell a wee sector to pop up. There we go.
How has what you do affected your life compared to your younger years?
I was very naughty in my younger years. So I must say it's helped calm me down in life, helped really knock it down a gear, take life a little slower than what I was taking it. I was
Mm-hmm.
speeding through it too fast in my younger years. So I must say it has quite helped me quite a bit. Slow down, appreciate the little things that you have in life, what you have accumulated, who you spend your life with, the kids you have. Like really love them to the fullest.
I've spoken to a few people, and they've said the kind of same thing as yourself, that maybe in their younger years they were a bit of a rebel, whether it was drink or drugs or, whatever they did, they were, excuse me, a bit of a tearaway. And when they get into the paranormal, it seemed to help them quite a bit. They totally changed their life around.
Most definitely.
I
must say that it's quite done that to me as well.
There's Nicole saying younger years, he is still young, lol.
I'm turning 30 tomorrow, guys.
Oh, you don't look it. You certainly don't look it. Same as myself. I'm turning 37 next year.
Aye.
Nice.
There's Nicole. Do you investigate during daytime as well? If so, what are your thoughts about spirits in daytime?
I do like to scout out sites in the daytime, do EMF sweeps, use the necrophonic app. I use this other app called Paralysis by ITC. It's like an Ovilus type app. So I'd use those three mainly and just go sweep the area during the day, as it's a lot less eerie by yourself during the day. And if we can see there is something around, we're getting a couple bumps, a couple words on the Ovilus that are starting to make sense to what we have heard about the site, and the necrophonic is also kicking out, then we come back in the night and we go in full swing and really bring out the good stuff. So I do enjoy the day hunt.
I mean, a lot of people have this image that you can only go investigations at night time, and during the day you get nothing. I believe Hollywood's got a lot to blame, in that sense, because most horror films is always nighttime.
Most definitely.
Do you feel the same way? Do you think Hollywood and the media have got a big influence on the paranormal? And if so, do you think it's a good influence, or do you think it helps or hinders the paranormal, basically?
Yeah, I do think Hollywood has exaggerated a bit on the paranormal side. I believe you can hunt any day, any time of the day, night, whether it's early morning, late afternoon, early afternoon, late evening, early evening, whether it's 3 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You can do your thing. Hey, I don't believe that spirits have a set time. Oh, we only communicate at 3 a.m. I don't believe that fully. I do believe though that the veil is a lot thinner around 3 to 4 a.m. and thus helping for better communication. Otherwise, I do believe that the media in Hollywood has exaggerated quite a bit on how the paranormal is.
Yeah.
But it is fun to watch.
I like a good horror film, and same as the next man. Don't get me wrong, it's.
I'm like this. When a horror film's on, I'm like, I'm hiding. I can't do it.
You can't be a good bit of a good bit of blood and guts before bedtime. That's what I always say.
Yeah, that's what I say too. We're on the same page, man.
I get the jumper up or the cover up or the pillow, and I'm like, right, is it away yet?
I was watching a film the other night, in fact, and we've got a TV in the room, and I can't remember the name of it, but the guy was basically bitten in half. He'd no bottom half left, and they lifted him out a hole, and it was just through the waist up, and I was like, Sarah, look at that, what the state of that? And
no, that's like me and my wife. man.
I mean, that's amazing.
I love doing that to my wife.
He's not got any legs or anything. Look, it's just all guts, Paranormal reality TV has done a lot to send out their own message. No, you're right. Well, my opinion as well, Chapel. They do a lot of damage, especially reality TV. And that was going to be my next question to you, Rory, about mediumship. About I don't know how it is in South Africa. We've got a lot of ghost shows over here, and as an American, channels are actually flooded with them. What's your opinion on these kind of platform mediums? They go in front of the audience and do their thing.
I must say, on TV, I don't really watch the ghost hunting shows and what have you, documentaries and all that. I'd rather go out on YouTube and go see what raw footage people have uploaded. I find that more interesting and more, how can I put it? It's better proof than what I'm watching on TV, so to say. It's live, it's raw, it's uncut. So for me personally, I'll watch it if it's on, but I'm not going to go make a mission to watch it. I'd rather make a mission on YouTube to really find that raw, uncut footage and see what other people have found.
So the ones that you have watched, I don't, I'm going to ask names and stuff, but the ones that you have watched, how close do you think they are to actual, as you say, going out and getting your own raw footage? Do you think they come nearer?
I'm not too sure. At the end of the day, for me, it's like if you're on TV, you're Hollywood, so to say. So how much other effects and CGI are you allowed to put in your ghost hunting of the paranormal? And then again, as you say, the media and Hollywood has bombed us so hard to almost wonder what is real, what is not real on TV. So that's why I say I'd rather go find raw, uncut footage on YouTube and then for myself decide, okay, that was legit evidence, or maybe better luck next time, guys.
I do agree with you. What do you think about orbs and sorry, I'll read that again, Nicole. What do you think about orbs? It's up on the screen.
What do you think about orbs? Are all orbs energy of spirits?
I must say, I think they're energy and spirits, a bit of both. You never know what you could get. I haven't had too much experience with orbs, I must say. I haven't seen many. I think I've seen about one or two in this whole time I've been doing this. It's not something I really look out for. So my opinion on orbs is a little rusty. I wouldn't go on my opinion, guys.
Sort of wee stutter in there. I'm using a laptop for the sake. I've always used my phone because I'm not a very technical person. So this is only the second time me using the laptop. And on my phone, the questions come up in one place. On this, they come up in two places. So that's how I was trying to go between them, But I'm getting used to it. But I mean, media TV, the reality shows, I think they do a lot of damage because there's been that many out there that have been exposed as fake. And, do you think that throws a dark cloud over the whole paranormal world? If one show gets outed as being fake, or one investigation even is outed as fake?
Well, I must say, I think it does maybe it does like wonk everyone's brain, so to say. But it's up to everybody to decide for themselves what they believe is real, what they don't believe is real. But I must say, if I really want some inspiration, I'd just go on YouTube. Go watch their raw, uncut footage. Go search the guys out. Some of them are quite hard to find. I like search for a couple hours before I find a really good video clip of some raw, uncut footage. But they are out there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's numerous ones on YouTube. What have you ever captured anything, really amazing, spectacular on camera yourself?
I wouldn't say spectacular or amazing as of yet. Like Evidence, yes. Communications, yes. We do have a video that we're busy planning for next week. Here in George, in South Africa, there was an old slave tree in front of the one library that was once a prison. So we're trying to gain access into this library at night to see what we can connect to there.
Mm-hmm. How how do you find access over there? I mean, Sarah and I, we live in the west coast of Scotland, and we have googled, numerous places, and we've went round, 2 3 days, and we've had quite a bit of trouble getting access to the place because they're either ripping the buildings down or it's privately owned and you can't get onto the land. You have that same kind of issue in South Africa as we do here.
Yeah, in South Africa. So we, at the moment, our government has given us a curfew. Nobody's allowed out after 12 to 4 in the morning. So it's getting really like hard and dangerous for us to get out at these expected paranormal hours.
Mm-hmm.
Access to the buildings, being a chef, it's easy to charm a manager with a free meal or something special that you make for them, and they'll give you the access to what you want and where you want to go. But I must say, the main thing that bombs us out here hard in South Africa is this curfew.
Yeah, because of what's going on, obviously.
Well,
Just what you said.
I think as of next week over here, we can't go out after 10 p.m. at night.
Ew.
So it'll be somewhat similar to yourselves. But you said you're a chef, same as me, so I know your hours sometimes can be pretty long.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, same as I say, I've had quite a few long shifts in the kitchen. How do you balance your home life with your paranormal life? Do you find it easy to balance, or is it kind of week to week?
Yeah, so I take life day by day. After
Mm-hmm.
my experience with what happened overdosing, I realized that any day could be your last day, whether it's your choice or the world's choice. Any day can be your last day. So I take it pretty much day by day. I wake up, I'm a family man. I go to work, I'm a working man. When I come home, I'm the family man again. But once my kids and wife are asleep, I'm my own man. And then I can pretty much go and do what I want to go do.
That's somewhat the same as me. We say there's
Yeah.
my partner, and we've got a 4-year-old daughter, and the wee one, she's always in bed first, obviously, and as soon as Sarah goes to sleep, that's me. I'm on, onto the horror films or YouTube,
Hey,
and
that's me as well. Once the kids and the wife is asleep, I'm straight to the horror films and YouTube.
uh, it's, every day I'm checking all the various, now TV, etc., to see if there's any new horror films come on, and I get a buzz when I see a new film pop up. You think I'm watching that. As soon as you go to
Yeah.
sleep, I'm watching that. Are you that kind of same way?
Yeah, I am definitely like that. If a new horror's out, I'm gonna wait up all night until the family's asleep so I can watch it.
I've done that. I've done. Sometimes I'll watch, what two horrors maybe in the same night. Just depends if I'm wide awake. So I
Yeah,
think you and I we're on the kind of same wavelength that way. As soon as the wife or whatever's sleeping, it's fine. The remote
hey,
control and
then
you're
it's our
away.
time. Most
Horror heaven.
definitely.
So, if you've got when you go investigate, how many people do you usually go along with? Do you have a team, or do you just go yourself?
At the current time, it's either it's me or my mate Kavi that goes with me, and
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes depending a lot in the daytime, like if I'm gonna scope out a place, I'll take my wife with me. But she likes to see, but she doesn't like to experience. So she likes to observe. So I'll take her
Right.
with me. But we are trying to build up a team here in South Africa. I've met up with another guy, Am I Going Crazy Paranormal? He's a little up country in the Free State, where I'm a little more down country in the
Mm-hmm.
Western Cape. So we are planning on hooking up and really, really going for it.
So So is there a lot of paranormal interest in Scotland? You know, Scotland's steeped in history, and we do have a lot of excuse me, various teams and what have you. Is there a lot of interest in the paranormal? You know, at your end of the world, team wise, is there a lot of teams out there?
Team wise, I think there's one like real team. They're up in Joburg. I'm not too sure what their name is, but they're the only team that I truly have heard of. Then Am I Going Crazy Paranormal from the Free State?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only other guy recently I've come in contact. Otherwise, there's not a lot of paranormal hunters down here.
So it's quite. I would imagine that'd be better for yourself then. If you don't have a
Yeah,
lot.
It's almost like there's no competition, but it's also, in a way, it's also a bit sad because it's only your evidence then in your area. There's no other people really going out and trying to find evidence in the same area as you, and then you see what they get and compare notes. So it's a bit bumming on that side.
So there's a good side to a downside to it, basically. What about
ups and downs.
sorry? What about the history side? I mean, as you know, we're called Paranormal and History, so we do. I don't know if you look at our Facebook page or whatever. We cover quite a lot of history in the UK. How important a part in the paranormal do you think history plays?
I think it plays quite a very big part. At the end of the day, what happens on the land kind of stays on the land, even though.
There we go.
I think he kicked himself out, possibly.
Sorry, folks. Our guest just seems to have disappeared. That's not happened before, has it?
No, I don't think so.
I hope everybody's well. Thanks again, everybody, for coming in. We're just waiting to find out what's happened to our guest. There's Beth in as well. Hi, Beth. Hope you're well. If anybody's got any questions, I've seen more orbs than that in my living room.
You stop putting comments up, Mr. Smarty.
And was that me?
Yeah.
All right, sorry, Beth. Right. So say I'm still getting used to it. I've no use. This is the only second time using a laptop, so I'm no. Everybody knows I'm as thick as a sheet when it comes to tech and what have you. So I'm not touching it again. I'll let Sarah deal with the comments then. We seem to have lost our guest somehow. I've got no idea. It's kind of embarrassing. So how is everybody? Are we all right tonight? We're on a wee bit earlier tonight. It's just because of the way the time works with where Rory is in South Africa. So, so we could, get a suitable time. We had to make it 8:30 instead of the usual 9 o'clock. But it's a one-off. So I think Beth left. Right. Okay, doke, Brett. Okay, doke. Well, while we're waiting on Rory coming back, hopefully he will come back. I'll just see if I get any messages from him. No, there's no message back. Well, we're waiting on him, maybe show him back up. Tomorrow night, we're doing a live investigation. Tomorrow night, Sarah, isn't it?
Yep.
We're doing a live investigation for the house after we've done one last weekend, and we got that capture. We feel that we're going to do another one to see. We might not get anything. We're going to do another one, see what happens. And then Sunday, Sarah's doing a post on the. Well, let Sarah tell you.
Sunday, I'm going to do a post on the Winchester house. Whether it's a live I don't know whether to do it as a video or a post. I don't know yet.
So she was doing that. Chasey, hi, Chasing Bones Inspectors. Hope you're well. We were having an interview with Life After Death, but he seems to have disappeared. So I don't actually know where he is. He's gone. He's not in the dungeon or anything. So that's tomorrow. I say he's doing a Winchester thing, and on Monday we've got a double live. Haven't we?
Do we?
Yep. Sorry, it's a bit mixed up now, folks. You see, we weren't expecting a guest to kind of
Monday we have a team called Caledonia Paranormal coming on.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tuesday we have Knock Knock Ghost from Canada on, but they won't be on until 2 o'clock Tuesday morning.
But
So a super early one.
the reason we're doing it at that time is it'll be 9 p.m. their time, so to fit in with their schedule, we need to go live at 2 in the morning. I know a lot of you will be in your bed. Maybe Brett will still be up, you know, you never know. I know he's a bit of a night owl at times, Brett. So about 2 a.m. when we're doing that one. But they, Knock Ghost, are a Canadian TV show. So we managed to get them on. So that's just coming up. But I don't think our guy's coming back.
And then Tuesday night we have Natalie from Ghost Ramblers.
Oh, I will give you Nat. I think it's all know wee Natalie's from Ghost Ramblers. She's into the witchy stuff in the paranormal as well. So that would be Tuesday night with wee Nat. So it's kind of left us with thin air in our hands just now. You know, they say this is a far. No, I don't know if this has happened to anybody else with phone. It makes us look like a couple of idiots. I do realise that, but there's not a lot we can do about it, folks. I do apologise. Danny, thanks very much for coming in, brother. Much appreciated, but we seem to have lost our guest. So I think we're just going to maybe wrap it up just now.
Yeah.
Because I've tried to contact with him and I don't know what's happened. So
And we will see you all tomorrow night for our tomorrow night is the live investigation from in here.
So Brett, because we got that, we showed on Monday night with Danny Moss, because we got that bit of video capture on Monday night, we're curious to do another live in the house. We're not saying we're going to get anything, we might not, but we didn't expect to get that capture last week, but we're going to give it another bash. Through the Veil Paranormal, we will be doing is a live. Through the Veil Paranormal, who says she's going to come in and sit on the panel and tell us basically what she picked up.
Hopefully Nicole will be on the panel as well, the other Nicole.
So we have 2 Nicoles on the panel. She's going to be on the panel tomorrow night as well. But again, folks, big apologies for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the interview for what, you know, for the time that they've been on. I apologise to those that have just joined us. And take care, and we'll go on tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll see you all there. And thanks for coming in, and be safe. Thanks very much, folks. Bye.
Yep. Bye.